Hi guys, and welcome to Python tutorial of how to connect MySQL using PhpMyAdmin with XAMPP. I want to show you guys how this works. I'm going to click on any of these data on the Treeview. There we go. And supposing I want to change the address to maybe 70 or number 17, and just there we go. That will load. All you just need to do is take a good look at the address here. If I click on update, click on OK, and there we go. Look at it, it's changed. Okay, now you can also delete whatever you don't want. Supposing you don't want something like Sammy, you can just get rid of that. There we go, Sammy is gone, as you can see. And you can also search. Let's search for details of Rebecca. There we go, click on search. There, you can see Rebecca right there. All right, select, reset, and exit. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to exit. I'll take you guys straight into PhpMyAdmin where we put one of these together. And on the other hand, all of the data that you're working on must be displayed right here. If I click on my students, and those are the details that I'm working on. Okay, and you will also need XAMPP. So let's exit out, minimize this, and let's import the following. Those are the libraries that we need. But let me point out one thing. You see, import mysql.connector. You will have to, just in case if you don't have it, make sure it's installed on your system. So let me show you. Just go to the tab, and in here, make sure you import by saying pip install mysql underscore connector underscore Python. Make sure that is installed. All right, the next thing we want to do now is to grab hold of the database connection. So let me get rid that. So that's going to be connection underscore config. So that is going to be for my database configuration, and I'm going to say that is equals, and enter curly braces. Now here I'm going to declare the host that is going to be my local host. If you come in here, that is your local host. Okay, that's who I'm addressing now. So, but in lowercase, not uppercase. Let's change that to lowercase. So since I'm addressing my local host, I must highlight that in there. So that's a local host. Okay. Next is going to be the user. So enter user. And the user in this case is going to be the root. Okay, that is root. And the password. Enter my password there. Column. And in the case of my password, it's going to be empty. Enter a comma. Oh, I should put a comma here as well. Comma. Denoting as you have data to enter. And the name of my database. Let me show you that. This is the name of my database. However, my table is also called students. Okay, we're going to create another database. Don't worry about that. That's the name of my database that I intend to use. So I'm just going to come in here and just enter students. There we go. That's the database I intend to use. Oh, password is nothing. The database I intend to use. Okay, and the database is called students. There we go. Okay, I have the host. I have user. User is the root, and password, that is for my host anyway, which I don't have a password. That's why it's empty. If you have a password, you could have just entered something in there, but I don't have a password. Then the name of my database, as you can see, is called students. Okay. We will create another database for those of you that don't have this. So I will show you how to create one. Right. Next, what we want to do now is I'm going to just create all the widget that I intend to use, and we can take it from there. So right underneath here, because I want the widget to be of graphical user interface, I'm just going to end up and say, let's say root, that is going to be equals tk dot tk. Next is going to be the title. The title, so I'll just call that maybe students, whatever. Student database. Management system. Management. That would do. Next, let's configure the geometry. So geometry. And I'm just going to make the size about 1250 by 750 as well. Okay, I'm going to say, let's get it centered. So I'm going to say plus 600 by 100. I can always change that if I don't like it. 100. Okay, there, that'll do. There. All right, so that is taken care of. Next, my labels and entry. But I'm going to create a frame that I will use for my labels and my entry. Okay, just create maybe one frame. So let's say frame. Let's say underscore input. And that is going to be equals tk.frame. And there's going to be a child of root, because root is the main app. Okay, now let's get it packed. So let's say frame.pack dot, and I put a padding of about, to the y-axis, make it about 10. Yeah, that is sorted. The next, I'm going to create a label that will be a child of this frame. So let's grab hold of the frame and right underneath here, let's say tk.label. It's me taking a shortcut instead of giving the label a name. I'm just going to say, yeah, as it's a child of my frame format. I want the text in on it, so the text is going to be equals students ID. That's the first. Okay, guys, let's configure the font size. So the type of the font that I intend to use, I'm going to make that area. And the size, I'm going to make it about 24, and I'll make it bold as well. There we go. So let's just close that up and say dot grill. There we go. And here I'm going to then specify the role. The role in this case is going to be equal 0, and the column is going to be 0 as well. Equal 0. And let's get it padded. So I'm going to say x-axis, that will be about 5, and y-axis maybe 5 as well. That will do. Close that up. Next, since the label is there, let's enter the entry widget. This entry widget is going to be for the student ID. So underscore ID, that will be equals entry. It's a TK underscore entry widget. And close that, and that's going to be a child of red input as well. There we go. I'm also going to use the same font. I might as well grab hold of this font, paste it right here, and maybe let's just say BG. That'll be a border, make it about 5, and the width, I'm going to make that about 54, comma, then justify what's left. There, close that, and let's round this up. That should be left. Now, we'll just make this a grill. I'm going to copy all of this and paste it right here. It's going to be row 0, column 1, and the padding, the same padding. So that we do. So I can now copy these and just use it for the others. So I need about 6 in total. So just modify it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to modify this for now. So this one is going to be first name. Change this to first name. There we go. In the case of first name, this is going to be role 1. Okay, and let's change this to first name as well. I will get that right. First name. And change this to first name as well. So as you can see, all I just did is copy that and just I'm going to now modify it. So let me speed that up. Okay, all done. All right. Those are all the widgets that I intend to use, labels and entry. Next, I need the buttons. So let's copy this, come right down here, just call that frame buttons. Let's move this up a little bit. Now underneath here, this is going to be buttons. So there. That's another frame I'm creating for my buttons. There we go. Right. Next, underneath, I'm going to create a following. So let's come right here and just say TK dot button. And the first one is going to be a child of buttons. This one, grab all of that, paste that in there. Now the text content on this. First of all, let's grab all of these. Yeah, grab all of everything here. Copy and just put a comma here. Paste. And the text content on this button is going to be known as, let's change this one to admin. What about the text? Okay, let me put that as 20. Let's see, comma, and let's get it padded by just equals 1. Okay, comma. What about the width? Let's say width, that is going to be equals about 10. And I'm going to just get that rounded up for now. So let's say grill, grab hold of all of that, paste it right there. So it's going to be in row 0 there. And the padding is 5. That's for the very first button. Okay. So that's how it's looking now. Before I go any further, I think I should just kind of like save this. So let's come right down here and just ask it to run the GUI. So let's say root dot main loop there, and let me save this. So that file save as. Just gonna call it that, and that is going to be YT. Alright, in underscore connect SQL XAMPP. So save that. Now you can always copy this button. I'm gonna copy that and just dump it here. You need a couple of those. We'll have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. The second one is going to be on column 1. You are going to be on the same row. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in total, I have 6 buttons. Okay. This one is going to be for exit, and this is going to be for reset. Exit, reset, add a slash. Yes, so it's going to be for that slash. And this one we have add updates. So this is going to be delete, then this will be update. Okay, let's say delete here, and this will be for update. Okay, all of my buttons are in place, so I'm going to just save that, and let's run it and see. There's no harm in doing that. Let's say run. Okay, now it's asking me line 15 TK. Let me come in here and just minimize this first option. Line 15. Oh, right here. Okay, as you can see, I have uppercase here. If I run it again, you see what I'm talking about. Look at it. It's telling me, do I mean TK in lowercase? So let me just correct that. Yeah, that's all. Okay, that should have been in lowercase. So let's save and run. There we go. Look at that. Oh, 600 is too far away. Okay, you see that that's 600. So let's reduce that to about maybe 300. Make that 300. Okay, run it one more time. Run. Here we go. Even 300 seems to be too. Let's get it dead centered. Yeah, I'm going to try 100 by 100. All right. Now 200 would have been better. Okay, so that can be 200. Now, the next thing I want to do now is, and I need to create my search function. So to create the search widget and the label, so I can always just copy all of these here instead of reinventing the whole wheel. So come right down here, right underneath here. I'm going to paste that, and I'm going to change the text content here to search. The font remains the same, but the role here, I'm going to change it to 1, and it's going to be inside the button. So let's see, frame is going to be button there. Okay, so that's 1. Yeah, that's fine. Then this should be button as well, and the role in this case, that's going to be 1 by 1. Yeah, I think that should take care of that. Let's change the name to search underscore search. That's a lowercase. I don't want it like that. And this underscore search as well. Okay. Now, in the case of the align, let me get rid of this for now. And I'm going to just run it. No, before I run it, I need to actually, because this text box will just be too short. So let's get it span. Okay, column span, that will be equals 6. Right, let's extend 6 buttons. So let's run it now and see. There we go. Look at that. Brilliant. So if I didn't put this column span, let me delete it. You see what I'm talking about? Delete. And I'm going to save and run it. You see what will happen now. You see that? Okay. So let's say undo that and run it again. Yeah, the buttons are now back in order in their respective positions. Brilliant. Now, the next thing I want to do, you see right underneath here, I want to enter or add a tree view. So let's take care of these previews. Previews will display all of the headings and so on. Let's say 3, that will be equal to GTK dot preview, and that is going to be right inside the root, comma. The column we have the following. So it's a columns that will be equals, and I'm just going to enter each columns in there. And I want all of these headings for the columns, I want it displayed. So right here, just click on comma and say show headings equals show heading. Now close that. So let's round up this tree view. So let's say tree.pack, and that will be expand, that will be equals true, comma fill as equal tk dot both side both, comma and let's get it padded to about 20. Close that up. So that's my tree view. We will come back to that tree view later on. So let's run it and see how that's going to look like. Run. Right. Let's see. What did I do wrong? Heading. Heading. Oh, that should have an X. Yeah. Run. There we go. Here you can see them. Each heading. Okay. As you guys can see, these headings were not displayed. So I'm going to, let's run it. You see what I'm talking about. There we go. You see, each field is right there. So let's use a for loop to actually update this tree view. So I'm going to say for column in, let's put it in an array. So I'm going to grab hold of every single headings there. Let's grab hold of them, copy and just paste it right in the array there, and end it with column. And I'm going to now say free dot heading, that is going to be column, comma, text of the column. Display that. Then free dot column, now it's going to be column, comma. Let's get it anchored. Anchor. Yeah, anchor center. Center we do. So that they are all aligned center there. Then the width will be about 80. If that's not too much, there we go. Okay, I think that will do that. So let's save and run it. Run. There we go. Look at that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's brilliant. So I'm going to close that now. That's good. Now, the next thing we want to do is to create all our functions now that this is done. All right. So for now, I'm going to call it the end of the first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.